listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm the host, and the show today is Coves and Keys, the LOZ Real Estate Podcast. And on this show, we talk to individuals around the Lake of the Ozarks that are, realtors, they are owners, they're brokers, they're people in the real estate industry at Lake of the Ozarks because it is so diverse and so different. There are people all around the lake that are experts at buying and selling properties at Lake of the Ozarks, and it's truly a different market. And so we're excited when we can talk to those people about, how they view the lake market, what's something to be looking for. And again, we always look at some of their highlighted properties. So you might see a property on here that you want to go and see and perhaps make it your own lake property. And that's exciting for us to help people in the LOZ app. On the LOZ app podcast network, we actually get to help our users find new properties and create dreams. Today, I get to talk to, he's become a real friend. I met this person, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And, you meet people in your life sometimes and you get in front of them. And within 30 seconds, you're so comfortable, you feel like you've known them forever. And that's really what I feel like with Rod Barr. Rod Barr is with Better Homes and Gardens. And Rod, I'm going to bring you on stage here. How you doing today?
Great, Ken. Thank you. How are you?
I'm awesome, buddy. So happy to have you on the show. I've been trying to get you on for a couple months now, so this is great. We're able to finally get you on Coves and Keys and learn more about Better Homes and Gardens and what you're doing over there. And more than that, I want to talk about a lot of things that you have done at the lake and how you got started and just some things going on in your life as well. Tell me, what got you into real estate? Like, have you always been in real estate, or is it something that you got into later in life?
Well, it was more later in life. I had the benefit of buying and selling real estate for years on a personal level. Then I was working as my first and major career, or my career at the time was operations director and senior manager, senior leader of various general aviation companies in Wichita, Kansas, Boeing, Hawker Beechcraft, and the like.
Wichita is the mecca for aviation, isn't it? I'm a pilot, so I know it's one of those things where everything's made or built in some part in Wichita for airplanes.
Absolutely, we were very fortunate. Got in with Cessna first before I went into college, and then went to Boeing, and they put me through college as well. And then actually got hired away from Boeing by Raytheon before it became Hawker Beechcraft, which has always been Beechcraft aircraft, like Bonanzas, Barons, those type of King Air, of course, So got hired away from there and was able to be allowed and recruited to head up the wing and fuselage for two new programs that were completely composite fiber fuselages for the Premier and what was wound up being the Hawker 4000.
Oh, wow.
So it was a really, really fun time to be part of the new program like that.
And so what brought you to the lake?
Well, my wife and I, my wife's been coming here for 30 some years over or more. We've since being together have been coming over for over 20 years. And we felt we wanted to retire. We're looking to retire. And we just decided that New Mexico is just a little too dry.
Right.
We couldn't get any. We were looking for water, and we just going 2,000 feet down, and we still weren't getting anything.
Right.
Very productive. So why go down there, which I love that state, don't get me wrong, but had an opportunity to come here, and we had to wait for my last daughter to get out of high school, and so we did, and then that we moved. She graduated in May of 2020, and we were gone that summer by June 1st almost. She wasn't real happy with that process, but that's the way it went. But she was going to Ottawa University on a scholarship for bowling. But you
got here and you started the agency right away. I mean, you knew you were going to be in real estate. That's what you decided to do.
Trace was already here for 2 years. Tracy, my wife, she was here for 2 years while I got the duty of staying home with the kiddo, with Jaden, and it was a great. I wouldn't trade that time. But Anyway, she was here, so we were already working with Diana Sullivan with her brokerage. So when I came over, it was just natural to stay with her, and then we decided that we would change brokerage companies, and we went with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate and created Lake Realty.
And you're over there, you're kind of right there in Greenview. That's where your office is. So you primarily focus on West Side stuff, right? I mean, I know you do the whole lake, but is the West Side kind of your backyard there?
It is. It is. We are very fortunate to have a branch office in Lake Ozark on the second floor of a bank, the bank building there in Lake Ozark off of Osage Beach Boulevard. But it's so yeah, we have two offices, but yeah, West Side is pretty much where we work with our clients and customers. But we have such a client base that we go all over the lake, even as far south as, unfortunately, sometimes. Do anything for my customers though and clients. But Branson, we went down to Branson here just about a month ago and closed on a property down there for a client.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
out of state.
A couple hour drive over here.
Yeah, we don't go up into Kansas City and St. Louis. We know our boundaries, so to speak. So we don't expect them to come down here and try to know the lake. So I'm not going to go up to St. Louis and Kansas City and know what's going on there. But going down to the lake in Table Rock area, Branson was and with farm ground, it was just a natural thing. So we helped our client there. They were out of Omaha.
Well, you're so involved in real estate at the lake, and I know you're past president of the board of realtors there. You're still super involved with that group, and you just every time I look around and see there's a convention in Kansas City for real estate. There's a convention in St. Louis, and you're posting from there. I mean, you really stay involved and up on the latest trends and what's going on, don't you?
Well, I try to. It's good for our agents. We have a little over 13, I think, agents right now at this moment. So it's good for me to stay in the present, and be engaged in what's going on. Currently as the treasurer for 2025 for Lake Ozark Board of Realtors. So that keeps me active there, getting into the state associations and the national. Last year's, 2024 president got me into a lot of the national scene too. So, trying to just add that extra value to not only our agents, but our clients and our customers.
Yeah, and it's incredible. And then you've got a lot going on outside of all that. I know about a year ago, around April 1st, April Fool's Day, you had some health issues and you actually went in. Tell us a little bit about what was going on back then.
Well, it was a trying time. I'll say that. Prior to that, I lost my mother in March. And so I didn't really take care of myself like I should have. I was wanting to spend that time with her. I thought that was more important. So when we lost her, I'd already started the process of trying to get in there and find out what was going on with myself.
Yeah.
With blood in the urine and, all that gross stuff that we're not going to obviously
right.
share here on, but we just did. But anyway, it drove us to find out what was going on. And we went to Lake Regional and they took out 2 quite big tumors out of my bladder.
Oh, wow.
So that was on April 1st. Like you said, April Fool's Day. There was no fooling. He was in there. He was in there for a long time. He told me he would be, and didn't think he was going to be in there that long, but they were big. They were big. They had to go clear into my bladder wall. 1 through 6 is the ratings. And 6 is the highest. They deal with the deepest into your bladder wall. I wound up being at 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they took quite a bit of my bladder wall out.
Yeah, and I know I saw you right after that, and you look like you've been through a lot, for sure. Then I see you 4 months later, 4 or 5 months later, and I think you could run a marathon. I mean, I've never seen a transformation. I've never been so happy to see somebody bounce back like you have. I know you did some holistic stuff, and you just kind of really went deep into different ways to kind of help with that, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We had a great doctor over in Wichita that Tracy's mother was using when she developed lung cancer. And eventually she succumbed to it. but she didn't stay with that plan. She went back in and decided to go with chemo, which we did not do. That's why probably it was such a remarkable transformation, because I elected not to do the chemo. I elected not to do any radiation. And I researched it. I went all around the state, went up to Columbia at MU and talked to their specialists there. And of course, they were thinking I was pretty crazy.
Right.
I was going forward with the chemo and actual bladder removal and prostate removal. I just felt like there was something else that I needed to be doing.
Yeah. And you know, I remember talking to you because you were really in, you know, a place where you were looking at everything, and it was something where you were just committed to looking at every option, right? Because a lot of times we just say, hey, oh, the doctor told me this and I'm going to do it. But you really went outside and looked at a bunch of different things, right?
I did. We, like I said, we went over to Wichita. We were working with MD Anderson. We were MU. I thought we did a really good job, and I have a very strong support from my wife.
Yeah. Well, you need that.
Yes, exactly. She was an awesome caregiver. And our church has been very important and a very stable part of our process. And so we just looked at everything, and our pastor, Mike Colbaker, he wanted to lay hands on me, and he did. And amazingly, sorry, I can get pretty emotional about that. But,
Yeah, well, yeah, hey, buddy,
you know,
it's that's what we're here for. We want to talk about the real stories, you know?
yeah, as soon as that happened, I could feel the transformation. I could feel the changes inside me going on, and it was just remarkable. And so, glory to God, He's the healer. He puts people and items and things and stuff like that in our path that we can pick up and use for His will. And so that's what we did. And again, I can't express enough about our doctor over in Wichita. He was absolutely amazing. Looked outside the box, did a lot of different holistic medicines and nutritional medicines. It was really weird. After the surgery, I got into parasites in my shoulder, and that's when we identified some of the pain that I wasn't even feeling until the rest of, this tumor had been removed and things like that. And it was unbelievable. And that was part of the laying of hands and healing and the nutrition that he'd put me through. And I had metal actually physically coming out of my body, which is,
wow.
It's just, little shards of metal. And I felt like a little bear. I felt like I'm not a little, I'm a fat bear, but anyway, I felt like a bear getting up against the wall and scratching your back and going like, wow, this is just nuts. But it was, but he also told me, do not pull those out. Do not pull those out. You will be much pain as you can imagine, because they have barbs on and things like that. So really weird, different, just different things that we were never experiencing, but the parasites. So we went through the parasitical removal, the flushing of the system, the metals out of the body, just all kinds of different things. Go deworming, so to speak. It's just a lot of different things that were thrown at us that helped, obviously, and put the process.
You look great. You look like you're feeling good now, and so I know it's a process, and you're probably always doing stuff. But I was just so happy to see you bounce back, and just it was such a refreshing. When I saw you, I think it was the middle of last summer, and I thought, oh wow, he just looks awesome. Like, I was so happy for you, and I know that everybody was, and you do so much for everybody around you that they were all pulling for you and praying for you, and that's important. But the important thing, I think, when we talk to people on these podcasts is we're all trying to make a living, we're all doing business, we're all trying to live our lives, and you just never know what somebody's going through while you're doing that, and everybody's got something, everyone's dealing with something. But I'll tell you what, the way you attacked it and the way you really went after it and just looked so far and deep and wide into how you could achieve getting better, I think is just a testament to just what a great human you are, and I'm proud to know you.
Well, I appreciate that, Ken, and I'm proud to know you. And we saw each other if I recall correctly, about 2 weeks after I had been out of of surgery and was home and at the golf tournament
Yeah,
last year.
that's right.
And I was wanting to play so bad, but I just knew I couldn't do it. My shoulder was still in a mess, and I don't play very good anyway. I'm not I'm not at your level, that's for sure. But anyway, but I love this game. I love the sport. I love the activity, but and have played it 30 years of my life. But it was I knew I didn't have the stamina, so I showed up, and that was where I was still the president, grateful that Ronette took over for a couple 3 months, allowed me to fully heal, if you can ever say that.
Yeah, well, it's a process,
It's a process. So at least allowed me to get some of that stamina back and some of that strength back that I needed. Because I lost about 75 pounds through the whole process.
Wow. Hopefully we'll see you this year at the Wine and Dine event we're going to do in the fall. So that we'll get you out there for that, right? You can come out.
Yes.
You come out and play on my team. We'll take them on.
I would. You'll have a big handicap there. I don't know.
You know what?
You'll have a bit to carry. You have to carry a load there, my brother.
Well, as we like to tell people, the reason we have these podcasts in the LOZ app is because, you are a client of the LOZ app. You have, if anyone wants to go in the LOZ app, and you can find Rod and you can find Better Homes and Gardens in the real estate section. You can also look up any one of his agents. They each have their own page in the app. All your listings are in the app. Any of the open houses that you're doing. But today we're going to feature 5 of those properties to try to let people know kind of what's going on and what you have to offer there. So I'm going to bring up here on the screen. We're going to go ahead and bring up here. We have this first property that we're talking about today is Sellers and Mistwood Bluff Road. Now, is this over by the Mistwood Airport? Is that close to Mistwood?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little south of it. As a matter of fact, on the top of the hill, you can kind of see where the airport is. I would say it's just above and back to the north directly of the three tracts of ground that I call second, third, and fourth tier.
Okay. What a cool property. What a great place on the lake, too. This is a neat area.
This is gorgeous, Ken. You're right. This is Lori Hollow Cove, one of the most sought after coves around. This has 1,400 plus feet of lakefront. One end, it has 100 feet of seawall, concrete seawall, and then riprap. Then as you go around the corner, you get another 300 feet of seawall, and then the rest of the riprap. So it's of that 1,400, there's 400 plus feet of concrete seawall,
and that's already there. I mean, that's a huge.
It's already there. You can see a little
400
bit
foot of seawall and riprap. I don't know what the cost is on that, but it's got to be close to 60, 70, 80 grand, right? I mean, that's a lot.
We have one of our local appraisers, that has said that anytime you can get concrete seawall up, you can either claim from around $1,000 to $2,000 a foot.
Yeah,
so
it's expensive.
Yes, it is. It is very much. So the value of just that alone is tremendous. The real value, though, I think is in the second and third tier, because you can get up higher on the elevation and see out to the main channel from different positions across the top of that ridge.
So there's a lot of different applications somebody could do with this property.
Exactly.
It's got a lot of land. It's got a lot of tiers. You could do some kind of a subdivision up there, even, or just a family compound, a kind of something that you want to do and make it your own. And what an awesome piece of water this is. I mean, it's just so serene up there.
It is. It's gorgeous. It's, like I said, it's one of the premier locations at the lake. We're very lucky to be able to provide this to the public for purchase.
Let's talk about another track, Emerald Hills in Edwards. Tell me a lot of this. This is another big tract of land. You guys got a lot.
It is. The last one was 20 acres plus 21, but good. It's closer in. It's just at the 30 to 40 about 40 mile marker. This one is about the 60s, in the 60 mile marker, but it's 6,000 feet plus of lakefront with some cliffs and there it is. Amazing shoreline, to be fair. It is 150 plus acres. It's not my listing. We try to make sure all of our agents are front and center. So Joanna Boer has this one, and she's just an outstanding person and a really good agent. But she has this one, and I've been out there. We had their boat out, and we went to shoreline, rode everything through, went and looked at everything. This is an incredible developmental opportunity again, a little further out, but has good water.
And it comes with a tractor, a skid steer, a Kubota. It's got everything you need.
And it's got water, and that's the building for the water right there. And then it has another building down that you can see this for taking care of the property, maintenance building.
We call that a toy shed. That's a toy shed.
Yeah, toy shed. Exactly, for the tractors and things that they use to mow the common areas. So, again, another very nice track. Lots of different opportunities. Again, lakefront broken down. There is up to about 13 parcels in the wooded landscape. Multiple terrains, flat, steep, cliffs, the whole 9 yards. It has a diversity that you would really, as a developer, could enjoy and could use.
That's exciting. That's a cool property. Tell me about 265 Pioneer Overlook.
Yeah, I threw this one at you. Just this is a 17 and a half acre tract of farm ground. We're calling it a mini farm or hobby farm. What's unique about this property is it's got zebra bamboo flooring, all hickory cabinets in every room.
That bamboo flooring looks cool. I love that bamboo flooring. That's neat.
Oh, bamboo flooring is fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's a custom built home, 2x6 walls, the whole 9 yards. You're not missing anything here. I think I checked it was $70 some a year average utility cost.
That's pretty good.
$77 a month. Sorry,
that's pretty good.
Utility. But you can see there's some pasture ground there. The owner has harvested trophy deer and off of this, and not just one or two, but three or four.
Wow.
that been on the P&Y, Pope and Young, just unbelievable scores, 200 plus, obviously. So he's harvested plenty of deer, has plenty of turkey, has good runoff, has a 3-car garage, has on the right side there where you're looking at the door, that's a 400 square foot office recreation area or rec room. And then the other whole lower level can be converted into more behind the garage area, more living area.
And some outbuildings and a little, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. He's been cleaning it up. He's moving to Iowa to be closer to his family. We kind of get older, we just kind of do that sort of thing.
It's called decoupling, decluttering your life.
Exactly. So he's already got this thing clean. I mean, it is looking really good. So what is another amazing opportunity? And talk about solitude. If you want to be by yourself, you got some neighbors that are as you come down to the property, they're there. So that's a good thing, because you just don't want to be out there too far when you're out, out the country. But this is another, like I said, beautiful property, rolling terrain. You could create some water, ponds with it if you wanted, all kinds of good, just great ground. And one of the quick stories that the owner shared with me, that he built it. It was built in 2014. He built it. And he's looking out his master bedroom window in 2014, and he couldn't believe his eyes. He saw a 400 to 500 pound black bear.
Oh my God.
And just sitting there.
Wow.
Enjoying it. So
I didn't realize we had them that big in Missouri.
I got the photos, and I'm like, whoa. I show that around to people, and they just go, my goodness, I bet he's 500 or 600 pounds. I said, well, I can only go by what the owner says, so we'll just stay with the 400 to 500 because that's still a big bear. A black bear in the state of Missouri, that's for sure, especially in this area.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's huge. His head was monstrous.
Well, now we're getting to the lake. So let's talk about this property. So now we've got 1982 Elkhorn Hollow.
Yes, this is this is a lakefront property, about 3,400 square feet. It happens to be our property that we are selling, but it's a gorgeous location. It's in the Kips Cove or the Alcorn Hollow Cove area. Has a spring fed or an artesian well that comes into the very back of the cove. So boats just migrate back and forth to into this cove all the time. It's a big cove, so it's huge. You don't even know they're really going by unless they're pretty close, and they got the cabin cruisers going. But great lake view, 140 feet of lakefront.
Wow, look at that view. It's just, you're looking across it, nothing but trees too. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning. We're right across from Kips Cove. We've sold quite a bit of ground in land and lots over in that area over the years. Our company has. This is a kitchen that would just, my wife is a supreme cook. If you know me, you know how big I am, fat boy here, up 240. 230 really now, but anyway, she is in love. She's obviously, this is a chef's kitchen.
It's a chef's kitchen. Yeah, look at that exhaust coming down up. That's cool.
It's got 2 sinks, got 2 double stove or double range, double stove ovens. I'll get it right. Yeah, double ovens. I should have her in here describing it. It's been updated all throughout. We took 2013 and 2014 or 2023. I mean, and 2024. And updated it. And almost every room was touched.
That's
lighting
awesome.
changes or paint. Paint everything.
Looks gorgeous. And
Thank you.
Yeah, wow, look at all that. I mean, that's a cool entertainment room.
Yeah, thank you. This is kind of that open concept where you get the living, dining, the bar. So yeah, it has 3 fireplaces, 3 floors, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. An office that I'm sitting in right now that could be converted to a 4th bedroom.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. There's the chef kitchen.
Uh-huh.
Man,
that's where it happened right there.
And look at the view. Look at the view while you're cooking. I mean, this has got everything in it. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So when our cousins, my wife's cousins, built this in 2005, they did not want any lake. They didn't want anything to impede the lake view that they have. Mm-hmm. And so they put all the cabinets down low, everything. And it's not that bad. It does, if you get older, you want, I don't want to bend over. It's nothing like that. It's everything's customized. Got 2 dishwashers, by the way, just in case you're.
Yeah, when you got all those people, to feed, and you gotta get the dishes ready for the next meal. I know that plan. What a cool house to entertain on the lake, and just a killer view. That is really a neat property. I don't think that's going to last very long.
We think it won't either, but it's a really, and we appreciate that. Thank you. We don't want to let go of it, but we it's time to do something different. We've been here 3 years. You know how real estate agents
that's
are.
Right. You gotta try something different. I'm with you. That's exactly what's the fun about being a real estate agent. You can always see the new stuff, and you can move around and have fun and give somebody some dreams in this house that you guys were able to have, right?
Absolutely. Make their memories. You got it.
Now we go to the last one, but this is new construction, right?
This is new construction. We have a great builder here. Larry is a great builder. We are just starting the process of trying to get into building. Joanna, again, Blair, has quite a few lots out in Forts. And this particular, what we're trying to do is the lake needs some housing, affordable housing. And so this property offers that.
Yeah.
It's listed right now at $239, I do believe. Please forgive me for not having that right, but I think it's at $239. It might be $230, but
wow. I mean, so anybody can. I mean, this is an alternative to just going and blowing money on rent. I mean, you can own a really cool property that's brand new. Look at the beams in that thing. That is neat.
Oh yeah,
very cool.
And all this is enclosed now, so the beams are still there. They're going to be this is all updated. They've got the deck started on the backside,
metal roof. I mean, that's a cool look.
It really is, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. 1,200 square feet. That's the front. Again, that's this kind of progression of what's going on with this property. It's cedar, and it's 1.8 inch thick cedar. at this price point and a metal roof, sitting on 3+ acres.
Oh, that's what 3 acres?
Yeah, it's sitting
Oh
on
my
3
gosh.
acres. Yes. So, and that's what we have out there at Forbes is a lot. There's some 1.5s and 2s acre tracts, but a lot of 3 acre tracts that are available out there, and we have several of them. Our company does, Joanna specifically.
Well, and you said it right away. Like, there is such a lack of housing for people who live at the lake and work at the lake, and not everybody can afford $1.5 million lake home. I mean, you need more housing down there, but to be able to get into something brand new with 3 acres of land, with 3-bedroom, I mean, for that price, I mean, that's something that everybody should know. If you're renting, you got to look at these options because, I mean, you're basically your home payment is going to be what you're paying in rent for this property. Have all that land and have a brand new house.
Absolutely, and or you're going to have a brand new water system. You're going to have a brand new septic system. I mean, a metal roof, as you said earlier. I mean, these type of things, low maintenance. The siding is just incredible. So, and the windows. I mean, there's energy conscientious. R19 in all the walls because it's 2x6 construction. Again, it's stick built rafters and joists. So, it has an open area up in the attic that you have for maximum storage, and that's going to be converted. He's got I wish we had more photos, updated photos for you to show when you walk into the house. There's an area where you have access to that attic area, and it just goes for the whole length of the house. So it's amazing what can be done with this particular design. We're coming off of it with other designs. That's what we're wanting to work with Larry on. And so we have an opportunity there to present other options off of this one design.
Well, let's talk to people about how they get a hold of you. Now, they can go in the LOZ app and they can find you there for sure. And they got all your information, but they can also go to bhglakerealty.com, or they can call you at 573-525-1858. And I would encourage you guys, especially if you're looking for a brand new property, that last one we just showed you. I mean, that's something there's a lot of potential for as many people at the lake that are looking for homes and looking for housing. What a great opportunity that is.
That is so true. And we are looking at other designs and other build strategies so that we can even bring that cost down further. And I think that's the key, is to get these housing costs or these purchases below the 200,000 mark. If we can get there and provide a 3-2 3 bedrooms, 2 bath format with 1,200 square feet, things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we will be able to start supporting what this lake needs to take to the next step of trying to become a year-round.
Plus 3 acres of land. I mean, it's just that's incredible. I mean, normally that you're gonna be in a detached villa for that price. That's not even got any land at us. So that is really cool. Rod, we love talking to you about all the stuff you got going on, man. Thanks for sharing your story with us today and all the stuff that's going on. And in particular, I just want to let everybody know that this guy is one of the best humans I've met at the Lake of the Ozarks. And so you need to call him. You need to go see the stuff he has to offer. And I would encourage anyone in the app to absolutely get a hold of Rod and his team, and they're going to help you. They're the experts. Thanks for joining us today. And we'll have you on again later on in the year and do some updated listings and stuff. But thanks so much for being on Coves and Keys.
Hey, thanks for having me. I mean, my goodness, I'm the one that should be thanking you. So I appreciate you, and it's been great to get to know you and what you have done for the lake with the app, LOZ app, and then Coves and Keys. You're knocking it out of the park, Ken, and we appreciate you, bud.
All right, brother. I will talk to you soon. Thanks everybody for another edition of Coves and Keys.